I had a relationship with Jeff Mullarkey and another gentleman named Michael Mills, who was the VP of the consulting department back then. And so Mills and I had been talking just to kind of toss some work back and forth. And eventually he's like, dude, why don't you just come work for RKON? And I'm like, I don't know, I got my own thing going. And he's like, yeah, but this is a much bigger thing, right? You're gonna be part of something that's so much bigger and so much more substantial. And he's like, I'll give you a good role. And it took some talking me into, but I did it. I came on and worked for Mike and set that other company aside, and I've been here ever since. I've kind of worn a lot of hats over the years here at RKON. Always been in a consulting type role, but I've always had a leader mentality and leading projects or leading teams or leading new technologies that we're diving into. And one of my strong suits is working on methodologies and really driving the standardization around how we do things. And I've had the freedom to be able to do that continuously through RKON, through my years here. Has really been able to, RKON's given me the power and the freedom to really drive a direction in how we accomplish things. And if I have a vision, they're open to accepting that vision and letting me run with it. And for the most time, it works out well. Sometimes it doesn't, but that's all part of the fun. In the private equity space, there's so many moving pieces and so many things have to happen fast that it's always a challenge, right? So there's always something different. It allows us to come in, take a look at something, and turn it into something new, something different, fix things, streamline, work with different people. It's a very interesting space to work in. We're working from a private equity deal standpoint, so it's a much larger scope. Instead of going in and saying, okay, we're going to redo Citrix for this company, we're coming in and saying, okay, this company was bought by this private equity company. What needs to be done? Is it a carve out? Is it a merger? Is it an IT turnaround? If it's an IT turnaround, we're then looking at it and saying, okay, we've got all these building blocks that have to fit in to fix these issues or to solve these problems. And Citrix might be part of that. Microsoft is going to be part of that. What's going to the cloud? What's, from a networking standpoint, what's got to be fixed? What's their security posture? And how are we going to streamline that and make it better? And then it all comes down to a cost model that has to be optimal too. So there's all these different moving pieces. It's much more complicated than going in and saying, okay, here's your Citrix environment. We're going to upgrade that, right? So it's a huge change from a consulting standpoint and an overall company standpoint, how we go about doing things. Having the freedom that I do, I have the freedom to set direction. I have the freedom to control my schedule. I have the freedom to work from anywhere. I have the freedom to kind of control my own destiny, so to speak. It's not like RKON's one of those places where once you get to a certain level, you're not really micromanaged or anything like that. And as long as you are delivering, then you have those freedoms, which is very cool. In a lot of other organizations, you don't have that. And that's I think that's probably one of the most valuable things at RKON. We have such a unique team here, just because I think unique people are drawn to the unique space and the unique things that we do, that it makes a great team to work with. Everybody brings different things to the table, which is what we want, right? We don't want a bunch of the same people. We want different people, problem solvers, different people that think differently outside the box, those kind of things. And it's not just working with those people, it's learning from all those people and collectively coming up with directions and being able to do these projects and these outcomes of these things that we do. It's just so cool because of the team.